Hello and welcome to Elevated Intuition. Today we are going to pick a Mon, a Pokemon that is, and I will use this Pokemon deck so that we'll have 3 different options to pick one. And then we're going to do that to get messages from your spirit guide. And this was inspired by this morning. I was playing Pokemon Go. I'll show you this. This is my Pokemon Go account. And in Pokemon Go, you have a buddy and you're walking around the map with a buddy. It shows you real-time map where you are. And I was hiking and I rounded the corner and I came face to face with a deer. And it could have been bad. I mean, most of the time deer are pretty peaceful, but actually they're the wild animal that most people are injured by. And we both were like, oh, scared. And then I looked at my map and I was like, oh, good thing I'm here with my buddy, because then he must have scared them off. And my spirit guides were like, hello. We are here with you all of the time. So I just thought that was a really epiphany for me. If you've ever played Pokemon Go, that you see that visual representation of you on the map walking around with a buddy. But we're always walking around with our spirit guides, our angels and ancestors around us. And they were like, you should do a video on this and people can get their messages. So I'm tying in Pokemon Go, I'm tying in spirit guides. If you don't play Pokemon Go, that's okay. You can just pick the card that resonates with you. So we're just going to pull some random Pokemon out here. Each card has a Pokemon on it. I've had this deck for a while. If you're interested in what it looks like, I have a video on it. I will link down below in the description. And also, if you want to be my friend on Pokemon Go, if you play that, I will put my code in the description. So the first card we get is Death, and these guys are all over the place right now in Pokemon Go. 4 of Swords, interesting. Psychic Pokemon, and then we get the 4 of Wands with Pichu. So take a moment to decide which one resonates with you, and the readings are going to be about your spirit guide. We're just using these Pokemon to get some messages from them to, figure out what resonates with you so we can categorize you in a group to get those messages. Again, take what resonates, leave the rest. If you get into the reading and you're like, this doesn't sound like me, you can pick another group, or you can just say, goodbye for today. But these are our options, and I have the timestamps down below in the descriptions. You can then click on whichever one, this will be 1, 2, and 3, whichever one resonates for you, and I will give you more information about this Pokemon, and then we'll get into why this is coming up for you and what your guides want you to know. So thank you, and I will see you at your reading. Hello, group 1, or I should say group Dougall. Dougall here is on our death card, lucky number 13. So what I'm getting right away from this is I feel like your guide is actually an ancestor, somebody who has passed on, who wants to leave you with a message. They want you to know that they're around, that they love you, they see you, they support you. And death is just something that's part of life. They don't want you to be too hung up on loss. Sometimes, we have these transitions in life, and it is just part of it. That's just part of the cycle. Think about the Lion King, that circle of life, that cycle of life. And I just want to get some more information here about what they want to tell you. Okay, yeah, wise counselor. So more about them. There's somebody who, and the Page of Cups. There's somebody who was, older than you, a grandparent, parent, and I'm sorry if you're feeling a loss right now, but just know that they are, again, very proud of you. Also, like, the one thing that I see with the wise counselor is whenever we, you know, it's, again, part of that cycle of life where we seek and then we find that we start off, maybe this Page of Cups here, the page of somebody who is seeking new things, a very young person who is really unskilled at certain things. But we go through life and we get skills, and then we start being able to teach others our experience. Unity with a spiritually minded community. Ask the divine for help and trust the answers that will come. Compare traditional methods with new ideas to see which is best for you. The Wise Counselor, if you know tarot, is the Hierophant card. This is it usually is like a pope. On this card we have Sandalphon. So he is the angel who has his feet on the ground and his head in the heavens. And it's just a confirmation to me that this spirit guide that is coming through for you, or this that you're seeking or seeing guidance from at the moment, is somebody that you knew who has passed, and they want you to know, you know, that you might be stepping into their role as that wise person, that you don't need, I mean, you might ask, like, what would, you know, my grandma do? What would my grandfather do in this situation? And you can ask that and pray for that information, and they will come to you with messages. Archangel Sandalphon is his feet are here on earth and his head is in the heavens, and he is the messenger god. So, or not messenger angel, sorry. So if you need messages to go to God, sometimes you work with Archangel Sandalphon. I think that's an unnecessary step for you. I think it's this card is here as a representation of, you can just pray, or, you know, really just speak your mind or your heart to your person. You can make that connection. A way that you will see them around, or you will know that they're around, I can tell you, certain birds, certain insects, butterflies. Maybe this isn't the right time of year to see butterflies, but birds, or music, like a song that makes you think of them. Any type of synchronicities like that. Maybe something comes up and you're like, man, that was my grandfather's favorite comedian. Or, oh, my grandma really loved this band. For me, it's funny because my grandmother really loved Yanni. And normally I would never come across Yanni. I don't listen to that. But it's something like that will come up and I'm like, okay, my grandmother is around. Certain birds, like owls, are a big one for me personally. So you have to use your intuition, and that's the Cups cards are about your intuition on how that connection between you and your person, you and your ancestor, manifests itself. Page of Cups here. So this is a card about just kind of like extraordinary circumstances, synchronicities. This cup that is overflowing, I just want you to know, like, your ancestor wants you to know that they love you very much. They're very proud of you. Cups are about emotions, about that love. Usually in this Page of Cups cards, there's like a fish in that cup. So expect the unexpected. There is going to be like a little unexpected kind of thing, little kind of gifts from the universe showing up when we get the Page of Cups. Sensitive, open-hearted, inexperienced, moody, messages regarding relationships, new emotional experiences, a romantic encounter, social invitations or events, heightened psychic abilities. So with this one, you know, we're not necessarily talking about romance, but if you have a new fresh romance, I think your ancestor is coming through to tell you that they approve of that. So that's only for certain people. This is a very specific message. For the rest of you, it's just to remain open-hearted. Listen to your intuition on things. If you again, like see a bird and it seems to be communicating with you. Trust your intuition of like, hey, you know, that's really weird, that bird, I don't have any French fries and there's a seagull around. Animals like that can communicate here. Three of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles is about working together. We're going to get one more card here out of this deck. And then we get the, wow, death again. So again, death is just a cycle. Death is something that's inevitable. Death is, you know, during that moment, I mean, really the fall could be represented by death, or winter could be represented by death. So if you're in the northern hemisphere, that's what we're experiencing right now. It's just part of a cycle. It's part of a clearing. It's that, again, that cycle of life. So it's interesting that we get this card repeated. Three of Pentacles. Aren't these cards adorable? Three of Pentacles represents collaboration, building together, enterprise success, and teamwork. So this is about, I think it's really about collaboration with your ancestors, collaboration with your families, collaboration with your spirit guides. Now, Pentacles would have more of an indication of like something down to earth, something within our 3D reality of this dimension, rather than working with the other dimensions. So when I was saying something about like if you're in a new relationship, your ancestors want you to know that they approve, that they want you to be loved and feel love, and they approve of this person. So this can also talk about like money, health, wealth, your home, just collaborating with others. So they don't want you to be lonely. They don't want you to feel alone. They want you to feel their presence and their love for you. But then they also want you to have love here in the physical realm as well. And then again, we get the Death card. We talked about it a little bit here. Death represents change and a cycle, new beginnings, and transformation. So it is about letting go. And the trees are really a great representation of letting go. And because it can be a beautiful process if we see it that way with like trees. So I'm going to get two of these. This is a brand new deck. I just released a thing on it. So, wow. Okay, so going back to this Three of Pentacles, focus on your health. Blessing in disguise. So I think that this is here because, you know, change is often a blessing in disguise, even though it is a process that can be difficult in the moment. So I feel like you're in the moment of some change, and they're picking up on it. They're picking up on it for you. That angst, unaware, significance, and expectation. That just breathe and enjoy the flow. It might be kind of hard sometimes to enjoy change, but I think especially when we've got two death cards here, it's just to like, hey, remember that changes are necessary. We are always changing. We are always evolving. And it's a two-way street, right? It's a double-edged sword. Like, you can take this in a very positive way, or you can take it in a very negative way. And your ancestors are concerned that you're taking it the wrong way. They very much feel for you. They want you to succeed. They want you to do well. And what they really want is for you to realize that change is a blessing in disguise. You know, trust in that surprise that is coming through. Let's focus on your health. Last but not least, a wellness, activate, radiant, and nourishment. This is another thing too. These cards are related to colors. We've got red and green here. So you might see some colors that remind you of your significant or of your ancestor that is coming through, that wants to make sure that you know that you're loved, and to make sure that you love yourself. So that is what I have for you, group 1. I just want you to, know that you can receive your own messages from your person, from your ancestors. You just need to quiet your mind. You might go to, if there's a certain recipe that reminds you of them, that they taught you how to make banana bread, for instance, or maybe a certain restaurant or a certain meal. I mean, that's coming through because we have all these that's a very kind of comforting and kind of grounding way to connect. But quiet your mind and just listen, maybe even take a picture out and think about them. And there's a thing with automatic writing where you can say, what would my grandmother want to tell me? And then you can start writing, and just like a stream of consciousness kind of thing of writing. And I think you'll get some really great messages there. So that's what I have for you, group 1. I hope this was valuable. Please let me know. Thank you so much for being here with me, and I will see you in the next reading. Hello, group 2. So this is the 4 of Swords, Drowsy. Drowsy is a psychic type. It's really it actually goes well with the 4 of Swords. Swords is a suit of thought. It's a suit of ideas coming through. 4 talks about stability, and this 4 of Swords card is about taking a break, relaxing, maybe meditation. I think this talks about how you can connect with your spirit guide. Drowsy is a Generation 1 Pokemon. So if you know about Pokemon, if you know, you know. If not, that they came in first, which I feel like this is your main spirit guide who's coming through here, who has messages for you. They have been here for you. They're here with you through thick and thin, and they communicate with you through your thoughts, and especially through meditation. So let's see what other messages your spirit guide has for you. I'm just going to take this deck. Ooh, we have King of Cups here. Very beautiful. And then we've got the Page of Fire. So King of Water, Page of Fire, but Cups and Wands. And swords. So we have all sorts of suits represented here. I think that they want you to know that you have a lot of dynamic abilities inside of you. So King of Cups, this is a trustworthy, honorable, devoted, cautious, someone you can completely trust. So I think your spirit guide wants you to know that you can trust them. They have been with you since the beginning. And I think that's why this Page of Wands is here, especially with this kind of representation that, like, this guy is ready to set out on a journey. He doesn't quite know where it's going to take him, where it's going to lead. He's following his passions, but he's got his trusty sidekick here, and your spirit guide is with you in that way. They show you love, but you in like a very kind of fatherly way here with the King of Cups. In that way where it's not overly affectionate, they're not giving you hugs all of the time, but they are always with you and they're proud of you, and they're walking with you. Like, look at, I mean, it's, I guess, I was going to say, this is a proud lizard. This lizard looks proud of you. I think they manifest in different ways too around you, but definitely pay attention to your thoughts and pay attention to what you're drawn to and what you're passionate about. You can find them there. And you can trust them. A situation that is safe, a solid romantic relationship. We're not necessarily talking about romance here, but if you are questioning a romance, your spirit guide will help you out with that. All you have to do is ask and listen. about if they think that it's a good situation or not, and listen to what they have to say. Your intuition, they'll help guide your intuition to that. Hidden but well-intentioned emotions. So again, that's kind of that fatherly energy that I was talking about. A charitable benefactor, seeing a counselor. So if you've ever felt like you just, I do this in the mirror, like I just talk to myself in the mirror, or you're just going through a rough situation and you're talking to yourself, maybe you're writing that down, you can communicate to your spirit guide in that way. They are always here, they're always listening, and they have your best intention at heart. And then we've got this page of fire, this page of wands. It's very enthusiastic. They are here with you through thick and thin. Again, they love it when you get excited about things. They want to be on that journey with you, and that's why they signed up with you. They thought this would be a fun and exciting journey. They feel like you're really creative, although possibly impatient about things. But this also talks about news of exciting opportunities, allowing your creativity to soar, and do things that fuel your passions. Finish what you start. So if there's anything that they would fault you on or want you to do, is like, they think that there's some unfinished business here that they want you to finish. Whether that is a degree, whether that is like a creative project, whether that, you know, I think that when we talk about some unfinished business, something comes to mind for you. They'd like you to go through and finish something. So these are fun cards. I wanted to use these particularly with this, when we talk about Pokemon, because they kind of have that Pokemon card kind of look to them, but they're tarot cards. This one. Oh, Hangman and the Lovers. So both of these are major arcana cards. They're major energies. Just look how cute these cards are. Hangman. So the Hangman represents enlightenment, release, sacrifice, suspension, and waiting. It is very much connected here to this Four of Swords energy of meditation. This Page of Wands can be, you know, just like leap before they look kind of energy. Even though your spirit guide wants you to finish what you start, they also want you to think things through, and possibly from other perspectives, maybe from your higher self, to tap into that a little bit more, especially with this Hanged Man energy. It is like patience is definitely within these two cards, and meditating on a problem. Sometimes you may even sleep on a problem. Put that into your subconscious if you're having a hard time connecting with your spirit guide, especially when we have this psychic type. I know, I told you I was going to bring in Pokemon. This psychic type Pokemon here, that you can think about a problem before you go to bed. I mean, you don't want to think about it in a way that's going to keep you awake, but trust yourself that you can find solutions in your sleep. That's where that kind of idea of sleep on it comes from, that you can use your sleep. And I feel like you're, especially with this drowsy here, that your spirit guide can come to you in your dreams and help you work out problems. Now, sometimes we have like really crazy dreams and we can't interpret them, but especially I think if you set the intention before you go to sleep or you meditate that you want your subconscious to work on a problem, that maybe your dreams don't tell you much, but you have an idea or a solution in the morning. I think this can also work in your morning shower, and set intentions. Like, I intend to do this today. I intend, even if it's like, I intend to have a peaceful drive to work. I intend to have a productive session here with my colleagues. I intend to, you know, all those lovely things. Set intentions here. So the Hangman, like I said, it's a major arcana energy and very much related to this Four of Swords. I think quieting your mind is something that is really important here, especially with the Four of Swords, because swords are those ideas, and then the Lovers is related to that as well, because the Lovers is ruled by Gemini, who is an air sign, also related to swords, and those ideas can rattle around in a Gemini's mind like very, very quickly. I think your spirit guide wants you to know is to trust yourself, trust your ideas. Also communication. So they want to communicate with you. They want to let you know things. They want to lead you things. So trust in your intuition on how you are communicating with your spirit guide. I know sometimes that's really difficult for people. Are we really reaching who we are intending on? But again, we set that intention that you want to get messages from your spirit guide, whether that's through you sleeping or through thoughts and ideas. And when we have the swords here and then also this card, the Lovers, I really feel like that's through thoughts and ideas. Lovers also reiterates the idea of this is somebody who really loves you. So they're going to give you loving thoughts, loving ideas. You know, sometimes we have intrusive thoughts, and sometimes we have interruptive thoughts, you know, where there are beings out there that will try to trick us. So we just need to tap into your heart and your intuition to know, like, your guides, and especially this spirit guide, loves you so much that they're not going to give you negative things or negative ideas. If you're somebody who struggles with that, one technique is just say no. Just let it, like, no, that's not for me. I know that's not for me. I'm releasing it. I'm letting it go. Sometimes we have to write those things out to release it and let it go. And sometimes when I have really intrusive thoughts, I imagine on my forehead, right between my eyes, kind of like where my third eye would be, I imagine an eject button there. And I have an intrusive thought and I just close my eyes and press that eject button, and I'm like, nope, no, go bother somebody else. I need to clear my mind of clutter so that I can hear my authentic thoughts from my higher self and from my spirit guides, the people who love me and want me to succeed. The Lovers represents decisions, love, maturity, relationships, and unions. I also see the Lovers as a card of leveling up. I feel like your spirit guide is here at this moment because they want to see you level up. They want to see you, and that it's interesting that comes in, especially with that kind of game analogy here, but it's time to evolve. It's time to level up. Ooh, communication here coming in reverse. And then we've got divine magic coming in reverse. I think you're blocking some things. There are things that can occur that are not necessarily in your best interest, and that would be like all of these things, again, that double-edged sword that comes in. Communication can be amazing. We can set intentions, we can give messages of love, but then there's also gossip. There's also withholding, solitude, and risk. I think your spirit guide, again, like this Lovers here coming in, this union, your spirit guide wants you to know that you're not alone. And when you feel alone, you can connect to them and really let in that love. So we really want to, you know, this is why they are connecting right now, because they don't want you to feel alone. And also to think about gossip. If somebody is gossiping about you, you know, that's hard, and it can feel bad in the moment when you like think that somebody doesn't like you, or they're saying mean things about you. But the other thing, the best guard against that is just to live with integrity, and remember that somebody who says mean things about you, so what they say, the person who says that is a greater indication of who they are as a person than who you are. You don't have to accept what they say about you. Just, you know, just like, okay, like, sorry you feel that way. It's probably out of jealousy, and you don't have to accept it. Okay. And then, and that's also if you find yourself gossiping about somebody else, like why do you feel compelled to say things about someone? Is it true? Is it helpful? Is it said with love? That type of thing. And you know, we all have our moments. That's okay. Your spirit guide loves you anyway. And then we've got divine magic, but we have it in reverse. And your spirit guide really wants you to come back and connect with the magic of the universe and the magic of who you are, instead of being pessimistic or having doubts, or being greedy and uninspired. They want you to have goals. They want you to be wishes, and they want you to feel accomplished. And maybe that's going back to that where we were talking about finishing some things. So that's what I have for you, my lovely group 4. Your spirit guide just really has the best intentions in mind for you, and they want you to be able to communicate with them yourself. So I hope that you are able to do that. Please let me know how you like to communicate with your spirit guide, and I appreciate you being here, and I'm sending you and your spirit guide lots of love, and I will see you in the next reading. Hello, group 3. So I feel like most of you are probably here with our Pikachu. Pikachu evolves into Pikachu. So if you know nothing about Pokemon, usually you know who Pikachu is. He's probably the most successful Pokemon out there because pretty much everybody knows who Pikachu is. Electric type. So it's interesting that we have the 4 of Wands. So there's a lot of fire and passion here. 4 of Wands, I think 4 was last group 2. 4 is a number of stability. So 4 of Wands usually is depicted with 4, you know, almost like 4 poles in the ground holding up like a tent almost, and people are dancing and having fun. So your spirit guide is a lot of fun. Your spirit guide is all about joy, but also stability. And I feel like there's a lot, you know, the passion was really available in the last reading as well. Came out with the other cards. We'll see what else we get here with this Pikachu. But I'm seeing, you know, 4 Wands is definitely about passion. It's following your passions. It's following your joy, your bliss. Interesting. We had this card in another reading, not from this deck. Look at this, some more passion. So we have the 3 of fire, and then we've got this awakening card. I just love like how happy and friendly your spirit guide is representing themselves, that they just always want to be here for you, and they want to see you in moments of joy. They want to see you enjoying yourself. They want to see you going out and really conquering the world and taking on this earth and shifting things and making things happen. And they understand that, you know, sometimes we have some battle scars doing that, and they're always available to you to give you hugs and remind you that, you know, those messages of you can do it is what's coming through here. So planning for the long term, abundance from past choices. That's what this 3 of fire is about. Pride in success of your labors. Be patient as you decide what's next. And this is really, because the 2 of Wands is about planning, and the 3 of Wands is taking that step. 3 of Wands can also be about travel. So if you travel, like your spirit guide wants to be there when you travel to watch over you and make you feel safe. But this is interesting that this boat is flying and we have opportunities. So your spirit guide wants to like shake things up, shake a tree, and get those opportunities growing and moving for you. They really see you as in abundance. They see you in living in seeing the best out of life, but also taking a moment, taking a breath to smell the roses. They want you to make sure that you don't feel like you need to be going all of the time. You might feel like you have a fire under your feet to get something done. If it doesn't happen, remember that. Be patient. take your time, be calculated, and that kind of comes over here into this awakening card. If you know about tarot, this is actually, in this deck it's called Awakening. In other decks it would be the Hanged Man. It's taking a moment to look at things from a different perspective. I mean, that happens in our process of planning. Or if you are hitting obstacles, to take a step back and look at the situation, maybe with fresh eyes, or maybe even contemplate things with your spirit guide. This kind of came up in the last reading as well, that you can set intentions maybe before you know, have you ever heard of the idea of sleep on it? I love that this is awakening, but as you set the intention when you go to sleep that your subconscious can work with your spirit guide or the spirit realm to come up with solutions for you, and that as you awaken, you can be struck by lightning and struck by inspiration to see things in a new way and to take a new approach to something. And I think your spirit guide finds that very exciting for you, because you find that very exciting. I almost have like this idea of, like, I don't want to say you like challenges, but you may not even get out of bed unless there's a challenge. The challenges are good for you. This is a temporary pause for reflection and insight, an awakening where you see things in a whole new light, embrace your own uniqueness, and charitable actions. Your own uniqueness is really important here. Just because you might have this idea that you're different from other people, or you feel different, just because you, look at this, just because you feel different, that's okay. You know, the world needs all of us. 9 of Cups is the wish card. This is getting anything and everything that you want and you desire, that you're putting your mind to. And then the King of Cups, I really feel like this is interesting. It comes up because it came up for another group as well, the King of Cups in these cards though, where but you know, obviously your spirit guides are going to love you, and you may not directly feel that love all the time. It's more of like the sunshine kind of love, where it's all around you, constant all the time, that warmth, and you can tap into it when you need to tap into it. That fatherly love. It's not that mom love where she's, you know, hugging you all the time. You're like, Mom, leave me alone. It's that fatherly love, that pride, that kind of like a little bit standoffish, following you from a distance, letting you make your own mistakes, but feeling it when you do. And the King of Cups represents balance, charismatic, emotional control, order, and structure. There's a lot of order and structure here. There's a lot about making plans. I really feel like you're somebody who, and your spirit guide sees this, who can make things happen when they set their mind, when you set your mind to something. And the 9 of Cups speaks to that as well. This is the wish card. This is going out, working for something, getting it, and really enjoying that moment when you do. Your spirit guide wants you to remind you, when you set goals and you achieve them, acknowledge those goals. Treat yourself. And because there's a lot of times where, you know, I'll take like New Year's resolutions, for example, and we set a goal for the year, and then we get here into November, and we are like, ugh, I haven't accomplished this yet. But it was like a huge lofty goal, and you've gone like a long way, and your spirit guide wants you to remind you how far you've come. 9 of Cups represents emotional stability, happiness, luxury, and satisfaction. So there's a lot about stability, happiness, satisfaction here for you. Let's see what else, what other messages. These cards are interesting. They kind of have come through as why your spirit guide is, yeah, and this will be as well. why your spirit guide wants to talk to you, why they feel like it's important reaching out to you at this moment. What else do you want to tell your person? There we go. So they see, this is interesting, this is Archangel Shamuel, and then this card also relates to Archangel Shamuel. So Archangel Shamuel is represented by this light green color. Your spirit guide, when you are in anxiety or despair or you feel burdened, they feel it too, and they don't want you to feel that way. They want you to, you know, have happiness and hope. And I think that's why we have so many cards about happiness, about achievement, about planning, about, because I think when we set goals and we achieve them, like there's something measurable there. So that you can recognize how far you've come, because they are very proud of you and they want you to recognize that as well. So Archangel Shamuel, the name means the eyes of God, leading many to think of him as the archangel who can help you find anything. So if you're looking to find happiness, find your bliss, find achievement, Archangel Shamuel is the angel to work with. Your soulmate, maybe, or your lost car keys. But Shamuel has like deeper meaning in our lives. He's the archangel of personal and global peace. So, you know, the world really needs Archangel Shamuel as right now as well, but for your own peace. And I feel like that's why awakening is here. I feel like your archangel really, or not your archangel, your spirit guide might want to connect you with Archangel Shamuel to get that inner peace, to find that peace, especially when we're driven so much here with the wands. Like passion is great, but sometimes we don't realize our own achievements. And then your desires are within reach. Again, this going back to these achievements. Sometimes, again, we reach this crossroads, we hit an obstacle, it's not going the way that we want it to, we get frustrated. And this is disbelief, stubbornness, apathy, anxiety. And your spirit guide is like, take a deep breath, relax, let me help you. Let me help you with this. You're actually very stable. You're actually very capable. You're actually just freaking amazing. They want you to have faith, patience, and excitement about things. And again, like that excitement can go bad. But if you just calm down for a moment, if you look at the situation from the higher perspective, if you look at how far you've come with it, if you look at how capable you are, how you can achieve and really evolve into Pikachu, and be who everybody loves and appreciates and wants to be. Everybody wants to be Pikachu, right? So also, I want to know who your favorite Pokemon is. If you picked Pichu, tell me why. Is it because of the Pikachu connection? Is it just because you thought he was cute? You don't know anything about Pokemon? And how this reading resonated for you. I'd love to know. So I love and appreciate you. Thank you so much for being here with me, and I will see you in the next reading.